Hello everyone, you are watching the USA News channel. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video to support me.
The families of Dom and Davia, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken.
There was no medical condition that caused this as an accident. There was no mechanical failure of the car. A failed suicide attempt is not a defense to murder. There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. She's sentenced on count 1, 15 years to life. Count 2, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other.
Mackenzie Shirilla of Ohio was convicted of murder and sentenced to 15 years in prison for driving at 100 miles per hour and causing a crash that killed her boyfriend and another friend. Mackenzie Shirilla, who was 17 at the time of the July 2022 crash in the Cleveland suburb of Strongsville, was convicted last week of 4 counts of aggravated battery and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Prosecutors said she intentionally crashed her car into a brick wall to kill everyone in the car. Dominic Russo, 20, and Davion Flanagan, 19, were killed in the crash, Cuyahoga County, Ohio. District Attorney Tim Troop argued that the defendant had such a tumultuous relationship with Russo that he wanted to end things and took everyone in the car with him. Judge Nancy Margaret Russo last week called the defendant's actions controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional and purposeful. Judge Russo noted, "This was not reckless driving. This was murder." Defendant Shirilla tearfully read an apology to the victims' families. "I hope one day you can realize that I never let this happen or did it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I am so sorry. I am so heartbroken and I wish I could take all of your pain away," said Mackenzie Shirilla, before being sentenced Monday. Shirilla apologized to the families of Flanagan and Russo, saying she did not intend to kill the 2 men. "I wish I could take all of your pain. I am truly sorry," Shirilla said. "I hope one day you can see that I would never want this to happen or do it on purpose. We are all friends and Dom is my soul mate.
We are all here because of me. I could not stop myself. I am a really bad person."
Ethan Crumbley, who just turned 17, was sentenced to life in prison for killing 4 people and wounding 7, pleading guilty to 24 charges, including first-degree murder and terrorism resulting in death. James Crumbley, 47, and Jennifer Crumbley, 46, bought their son a gun as a Christmas present. They became the first parents of a school shooter to be convicted of murder in the United States for their child's actions. The verdict was handed down by the Oakland County District Court in Pontiac, Michigan, after 11 hours of jury deliberations. The maximum penalty for involuntary manslaughter under Michigan law is 15 years in prison. The landmark case, the first time a parent has been charged with a crime stemming from the actions of their child, could shape liability in future cases involving juvenile defendants. Her husband, James Crumbley, also faces 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, with a separate trial scheduled for March. Prosecutors allege Ethan's parents bought their son the gun as a gift without instruction or control of the weapon, and failed to respond to warning signs he made before the attack. On November 30, 2021, Oxford High School teachers found violent drawings he had made as part of a school assignment. Ethan had also been caught searching for ammunition online, watching videos of shootings in class, and drawing violent images on other papers. Teachers called the boys' parents in to talk and asked them to take their son to mental health services. But Jennifer and her husband, James, refused, saying they were both busy with work and that if their son was forced to miss school, he would walk home and be alone. Teachers were concerned about Ethan's mental health, believing that he was not well enough to be alone because he was considering suicide. His parents insisted that he return to class and told the school that they would take care of his mental health once their work was done, an action that prosecutors called insensitive and indifferent. Later that day, the 15-year-old pulled out a gun and 50 bullets from his backpack, causing a massacre that killed 4 people. Prosecutors pointed to a diary found in Ethan's backpack, in which the boy wrote that his parents had ignored his pleas for help. "I had no help for my mental problems and that made me blow up the school." Ethan's parents were also the ones who gave him the gun used in the crime. Prosecutors argued that the child's parents failed to warn the school that he had a gun, or restrict their son's access to it. In court, Jennifer argued that her husband was responsible for keeping the gun out of the children's reach, not her. In addition, according to the defendant, in Oxford, where the shooting occurred, it is common for students to go hunting with guns. Before the verdict, the parents of the students killed in the shooting said they were initially shocked but then relieved and satisfied. The shock is that I didn't really believe they were going to find a guilty verdict, and the relief is that the jury looked at the evidence and made the right decision. I hope this case will stay in people's minds for a long time and make a difference. According to the Detroit Free Press, not long after the Crumbleys moved to Michigan, the couple often left their children home alone without a phone, while they frequently went to bars in the Lake Orion area. A neighbor was so concerned that she filed an anonymous report with Child Protective Services, but it is unclear whether the agency took any action. Ethan's only friend moved away in October 2021, and the family dog died, leaving the teen depressed. Prosecutors said, Jennifer Crumbley said her husband bought their son a handgun as an early Christmas present and she took him to shooting range that day. The couple were called to school the day of the shooting after a teacher found violent drawings on Ethan's desk. They looked at the drawings and were advised to take their son to counseling. However, the couple refused, so Ethan returned to class. The teen then went to the bathroom, came back with the gun, which he had hidden in his backpack, and fired more than 30 shots. The teen is now serving a life sentence without parole. Crumbley ignored warning signs of their son's growing mental health crisis. The court found them negligent in buying him a gun and failing to properly store it. On the day of the shooting at Oxford High School in Oxford, Michigan, the Crumbleys chose to go to work and not take the boy home. School officials then sent him back to class without checking his backpack, which contained the gun his parents had purchased. An independent investigation released last year found the school system had made numerous mistakes, including the decision to allow Ethan to return to class. In the wake of Trump's attempted assassination, investigators search for clues around the motive. The 20-year-old man who tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump first came to law enforcement's attention at Saturday's rally when spectators noticed him acting strangely outside the campaign event. The tip sparked a frantic search, but officers were unable to find him before he managed to get on a roof, where he opened fire. In the wake of the shooting that killed one spectator, investigators were hunting for any clues about what may have drove Thomas Matthew Crooks, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, to carry out the shocking attack. The FBI said they were investigating it as a potential act of domestic terrorism. But the absence of a clear ideological motive by the man shot dead by the Secret Service led conspiracy theories to flourish. I urge everyone, please, don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations, President Joe Biden said in remarks Sunday from the White House. Let the FBI do their job, and their partner agencies do their job. I've instructed that this investigation be thorough and swift. The FBI said it believes Crooks, who had bomb-making materials in the car he drove to the rally, acted alone. Investigators have found no threatening comments on social media accounts or ideological positions that could help explain what led him to target Trump before the Secret Service rushed the presumptive Republican presidential nominee off the stage. His face smeared with blood, Trump said on social media the upper part of his right ear was pierced in the shooting, but advisors said he was great spirits ahead of his arrival Sunday in Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention. 2 spectators were critically injured, while a former fire chief from the area, Corey Comprator, was killed. Pennsylvania's governor said Comprator, 50, died a hero by diving onto his family to protect them. Relatives of Crooks didn't respond to numerous messages from the Associated Press. His father, Matthew Crooks, told CNN late Saturday that he was trying to figure out what the hell is going on but wouldn't speak about his son until after he talked to law enforcement. An FBI official told reporters that Crooks' family is cooperating with investigators. Several rallygoers reported to local officers that Crooks was acting suspiciously and pacing near the magnetometers, according to a law enforcement official who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the investigation. Officers were then told Crooks was climbing a ladder, the official said. Officers searched for him but were unable to find him before he made it to the roof, the official added. Butler County Sheriff Michael Sloupay told the AP that a local officer climbed to the roof and encountered Crooks, who saw the officer and turned toward him just before the officer dropped down to safety. Sloupay said the officer couldn't have wielded his own gun under the circumstances. The officer retreated down the ladder, and Crooks quickly took a shot toward Trump, and that's when Secret Service snipers shot him, according to two officials who spoke to AP on condition of anonymity to discuss an ongoing investigation. FBI officials said Sunday that they were combing Crooks' background and social media activities while working to get access to his phone. The chatting app Discord, a social media platform popular with people playing online games, said Crooks appears to have had an account but used it rarely and not in the last several months. There's no evidence he used his account to promote violence or discuss his political views. A Discord spokesperson said, Crooks' political leanings were not immediately clear. Records show Crooks was registered as a Republican voter in Pennsylvania, but federal campaign finance reports also show he gave $15 to a Progressive Political Action Committee on January 20, 2021, the day Biden was sworn into office. Crooks graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022. In a video of the school's graduation ceremony posted online, Crooks can be seen crossing the stage to receive his diploma, appearing slight of build and wearing glasses. The school district said it will cooperate fully with investigators. His senior year, Crooks was among several students given an award for math and science. According to a Tribune Review story at the time, Crooks tried out for the school's rifle team but was turned away because he was a bad shooter, said Frederick Mock, a current captain of the team who was a few years behind Crooks at the school. Jason Kohler, who said he attended the same high school but did not share any classes with Crooks, said Crooks was bullied at school and sat alone at lunchtime. Other students mocked him for the clothes he wore, which included hunting outfits. Kohler said, he was bullied almost every day, Kohler told reporters. He was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays. Crooks worked at a nursing home as a dietary aide, a job that generally involves food preparation. Marcy Grimm, the administrator of Bethel Park Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation, said in a statement she was shocked and saddened to learn of his involvement. Grimm added that Crooks had a clean background check when he was hired. What about you? What do you think about the issue we raised above? Please comment and let us know. Thank you for listening. God bless you. See you in the next video.